Hi, this is Steve Bradshaw, aka Brad Monk. Welcome to my video. Okay, so today the channeling information that's coming through is about finding your soul within you. Okay, so there's many different ways that you can reconnect to the soul. Once you do this, fears, worries, doubts just seem to disappear because you are realigning with who you are. Now, this sort of everybody tells me that oh, you got to do this or you got to do that, but really, you're already connected to your soul. You're just not listening. And when you learn to listen, when you learn to connect, when you learn to do the things that automatically get you connected to your soul, then your soul has a better chance of sharing your path or sharing your journey or giving you insight or giving you wisdom. So it's not a case that we have to find the soul. It's a case that we have to allow the soul to expand, like the energy, like your aura. In your aura is all your problems, fears and doubts and worries that are trapped. And these are affecting the body, and the body then tells the brain to focus on these situations so that you will let go. So you let the flow of the energy through your body. Okay, so, but there's little quick ways, little tricks that you can. And let's see if we can come up with a few. All right, so when you're enjoying life, so when you're doing what you love, when you're just enjoying the experience, when you've found something exciting to do, something you challenge yourself, all these things just give you that sense of purpose, that sense of calling, that sense of being connected. Why? Because you're suddenly starting to connect to everything. You've opened up the door that you've closed to be able to create your life. And that's the secret to it all, is creating your life of joy. Now, you're going to say to me, yeah, but I get sad, I get upset. But there are opportunities to allow back in the connection. You're sad because your body needs to let go of negativity. You've absorbed too much. As an empath, we absorb everybody else's energies. So that's all that you've done. So sadness isn't a bad thing. Being in pain isn't a bad thing. But what it is it's highlighting that you need to get rid of something very quickly. Pain is an automatic release of the body's negativity. So if you've got to the pain stage, you've been holding on to and feeding for the pain to eventually get to a point where it has to let go. And the only time that people get involved in is when they actually are in pain or they can feel it, the pain, and that's when you react. Because why? You've held on to the stuff. You've had the triggers, you've had the signs not to do such things, and you keep holding on to that emotional stuff, that fear, that worry, that stress, and then eventually the body gets to a point where it has to release it. And how does it release it? By creating pain. Because that's the one thing that you will actually react to. So when the body gives you the opportunity, you'll, okay, I might do that later, or you don't deal with it. I mean, a simple little trick is imagine a box at the side. So when you have a negative thought or something to do, I always put it into the box. Then I'm telling my brain I've dealt with it. And I've allowed then, if it comes back, I know that it's something I have to really deal with because it's part of my lessons or it's part of something that's trapped on the body that I need to work on. All right? So when we emerge with pain, we set it free. It's when we detach from pain or we try and switch off from pain that we allow it to grow, and eventually it manifests into many different illnesses, many different things. So it's only when we got an imbalance in the body that we create a dis-ease of the body. And when you've got a disease of the body, it's because the body is under attack and needs to try and let go of this stuff, and you're not helping it. You're actually drawing more negativity by not dealing with it. So that's one way to enjoy life. Then there's the creative way. When we create, we link and just do things. And then the universe shows us how to do it. or gives us guidance, or we meet people, or we're drawn to a book, or we're drawn to a place to get something that helps us on our journey. This is also like the soul connection. The soul is giving you ideas all day long of what to do and guiding you on the path that you have chosen, that you want to experience in this life. But because of free will and choice, you're not choosing your path. That's why you should always follow your heart, because if it feels right. You know, one of my quotes was that if you follow your heart, it will send you to stuff that you need to do. And then it kicks out the brain. Now, the brain is very good for doing connections. It's like this computer. It's magical in the sense that it's got all this database of stuff, and we only use like 10% of it. But when you tap into it and you see the connections, you can see the bigger pictures, you can see why things happen. Then all of a sudden, a whole new wisdom of information starts flowing through your body. And you can then channel, and then you can share insights, and then you can share your passion. And that leads me to number 3, which is passion. When you're passionate about something, you want to share in, you want to be of service, you want to give somebody that energy that they can go away and ignite them and inspire them. I call it planting seeds of hope. So I always know that sometimes people look at me, oh, Steve, not that spiritual stuff again. Do you know what I mean? But I know that I've planted a seed, and I wouldn't have got it unless for some reason I meant to help them or plant the seed. Now, I'm not here to solve their problems. I'm not here to heal them. I'm not here to anything. What I'm here is to hold the energy for them so that they can connect to their soul. The only times that you are negative, the only times you're overthinking, is when you're not connected to your soul. Because the soul helps you to release that which is stuck on the body. That's what's not flowing. It guides you to the connection. The inner connection as well. Inside all of us is this energy source that's part of everything. And what we feed it is then reflected to the world outside. So it's very, very, if you're focusing on fighting the world and going into warrior mode, and you're not going to have the empathic part of you. You're going to close down your senses, because that's what happens. When you're in warrior mode, you're in fight and flight mode. You no longer want to think about, oh, you know, that person did that to me because of this happened. No, you want to rip their heads off. You want to stick their heads up the bomb, if like some people say. Do you know what I mean? Why? Because you're in warrior mode. And that's a good mode. Ego mode is the same. It gets you past those barriers when you're in the fight and flight mode. But it's not always good for you, because obviously cause and effect. What you put out there, you're going to come back. You're going to share. And that's one of my quotes as well. You know, what we give to the world will eventually come back. So what do you want to give to the world? Do you want to be creative? Do you want to enjoy? Do you want to be happy? Do you want to be loved? Do you want to be unconditional love, where you love all things? You know? And one of the other quotes is that I'm going to put in this, is that when you learn to love your weaknesses, they become your strength. That's a great quote. I got that this morning. Loved it. Made a little note of it. And that's what I wanted to share with you. So there's another way. There's so many different ways. Get into nature. Be of service. You know, do something for somebody that you don't expect anything back for doing it. You know, you're sharing the energy that is expanding into your environment, into your friends. What we don't realize is we're connected to everything. We're connected to a lot of friends. So if you want to really make a difference in the world, then cleanse your energy, get back to nature, and then allow that energy to be shared with others.